Morning, Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. My last book I've written, Baseball's Top 5 Pitcher List, covering pitching categories, top 5 pitchers leading in the category for a season. This video, complete games. Let's look at the career first. Who are the top 5 pitchers in baseball history with career complete games? Cy Young, 749 complete games. Some pitchers never even getting into 300 or 400 games in their career. And yet this guy, Cy Young, 749 complete pitching games. 2, Bud Calvin, 646. Tim Keefe, 554. Kid Nichols, 532. And Walter Johnson, 531. How about for a season? Will Wright, 75 complete games in 1879. What happened back then? He pitched, every game he pitched, he completed. Charlie Radburn, 73. Bud Calvin, 72. Guy Heckler, 72. Jim McCormick, 72 complete games. Top 5. What I'm interested in is who did it the most? Landed in the top 5 in pitching complete games for a season. Who did it the most? This book, Top 5 Pitcher List, I go from 1871 to 2022. Each season, I look for the top 5 pitchers, combining American and National League pitchers. Here's what I found out. Cy Young, 14 times in the top 5 in complete games. 14 times from 1892 to 1909. Warren Spahn, 13 times. Walter Johnson, 11. These 3 guys can lay claim to being the greatest pitchers in baseball history regarding complete games. Cy Young, Warren Spahn, and Walter Johnson. Who else landed in the top 5 the most? You have to do it 5 or more times to make my book. Not just do it once or twice or 3 times, 5 or more. Okay, so Cy Young has 14 times. Warren Spahn, 13. Walter Johnson, 11. Double digits. Surprising here, look at this. Roy Halladay, 8 times. Top 5 complete games. Gaylord Perry and Robin Roberts, 8 times. Bob Lemon, Juan Marichal, Bob Gibson, Jack Morris, Curt Schilling, Ferguson Jenkins, and Bob Feller, 7 times. Top 5 complete games. Amos Rusi, Hal Newhouser, Pete Alexander, Roger Clemens, Nolan Ryan, Lefty Grove, and Randy Johnson, 6 times. Top 5 complete games in a season. And then the rest of these guys, 5 times. Bud Calvin, Will Wright, Al Spalding, Bobby Matthews, Ed Walsh, Clayton Kershaw. 5 times landing in the top 5 in pitching complete games. Interesting stat. Looking over the trend from 1871 to 2022, there's a trend as far as pitching complete games. What's the trend? Well, in the 1870s and 1880s and 1890s, National League only, the American League didn't get going until 1900, 1901, I believe. Pitchers in the 1870s, 80s, and 90s started a game and completed the game almost every time. They just didn't come out. Will Wright, 75 complete games in 1879. That's a record. Charlie Radburn, 73 complete games. So you had other pitchers during the 1870s, 80s, and 90s. Listen to this, like Candy Cummins, 53 complete games. Dick McBride, 47. Jim Britt, 54. Al Spalding had 65 one year complete games. Oh, Tommy Bond, Jim McCormick, Jim Whitney, Bud Calvin, Tim Keefe, Guy Heckler. These guys, 50, 60 complete games. Bill Hutchison, Silver King, some of these guys. Then you get toward the 1900s. It tends to fall off. Instead of 60, 70, 60, or 50 complete games, from 1900, it starts to go down to about 40 complete games. Jack Taylor, Pink Hogley, Noodles Hahn, these guys, Joe McKinney, Jack Shesbro, 40, 45 complete games. Ed Walsh gets in there, 37 complete games. And Walter Johnson, 1910s. He gets a lot of complete games. He's getting about 30, 35 a year. Even Babe Ruth had 35 complete games one year. Pete Alexander gets in there. 1920s, the trend starts to go down again. Instead of 40, 35, now it's getting to be 25, 30 complete games. So that happened in the 1920s, 1930s. You had a couple guys getting over. Wes Farrell had 31. Carl Hubble, Lefty Gomez, Dizzy Dean, those kind of pitchers. 25, 30 complete games some of those years. Bob Feller got in there. Robin Roberts, 30 complete games. 1940s, 50s, 60s starts to go down again. 1957, Warren Spahn had 18 complete games. So you see, you went from 70 to 60 to 50, and now they're going down to about 25, 20. That happened in the 1960s. But you had guys getting 20, 25. Sandy Koufax, Ferguson Jenkins, Juan Marshall had 30 complete games one year. Bob Gibson, 28 one year. Steve Carlton had 30 one year. Phil Niekro. Jim Palmer, some of these guys, 20, 25 complete games. I was in the 60s. You get into the 70s, trend goes down. Bert Blyleven, 24 complete games. Fernando Valenzuela, 20. Oral Hershiser, 16. See, trend of complete games goes down. 80s, 90s. Get Greg Maddux. Wow, went way down in the 90s. Listen to this. 1990, Ramon Martinez was number 1 in complete games. He had 12. That's 1990. Jack McDowell, 15. Greg Maddux at 10. Pedro Martinez, 13. Curt Schilling one year had 15. Randy Johnson, 12. David Wells, 9. Then the turn of the new millennium, 2000. Remember in the 1870s? 75 complete games. What happened in the year 2000? David Wells led the league with 9 complete games. 9. Curt Schilling, 8. This is the year 2000. Top 5. Both leagues. David Wells, 9 complete games. Curt Schilling, 8. Randy Johnson, 8. Pedro Martinez, 7. Mike Mussina, 6. The complete game is going out the window for pitching. So that was the 2000s. Some years, you only get guys with 5 complete games. Justin Verlander, Adam Wainwright, Clayton Kershaw. And listen to this, in the year 2022, the top 5 in complete games. Sandy Alcantara, 6. Framber Valdez, 3. Top 5. Aaron Nola, 2. Nathan Eovaldi, 2. Adam Wainwright, 1. Top 5. 2022. And let's compare that with the year 1879. Will Wright, top 5. Will Wright, 75 complete games. 2022, the leader had 6. Sandy Alcantara. 1879, 75. Bud Calvin, 65. Tommy Bond, 59. Jim McCormick, 59. And John Ward, 58. What happened in the 1870s to the year 2022 as far as complete games? It started off with pitchers starting the game and finishing it no matter what. Did they have a rubber arm back then? Was the batters not hitting? They played 9 innings, didn't they? 75 complete games. And yet in the year 2022, pitchers are only pitching 5 innings, 6 innings, 7 at the most. A couple guys get into the 8, and very rare a complete game in today's age. But I thought it was interesting to look at the top 5 pitcher list and the category of complete games, what the trend has been, and what will be the trend in the next 50 years. Will the complete game be totally gone? Or will there just be a few exceptions here and there? Interesting. All right, my next video, earned run average. Top 5 pitcher list. Earned run average. Who has the most? We'll get into it. Thanks for watching here. I'm out.